You're listening to a Frequency Podcast Network production.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Welcome to Tuesday. My name is Brock. Riding solo without Dalby once again. But if you haven't heard, Megadeth is going on their final tour in the new year. And Dave Mustaine, the singer, recently did an interview where he said he wants the band's final show to be in space. And he's not kidding. Here's actually a great quote from his interview. He says, "I saw they sent a bunch of celebrities into space, and I thought, well, if them, why not me?" There's a little bit of irony about playing your final show in space, especially at the fact that no one can hear you rock, or as far as we know. Also, if we're so worried about alien life, is blasting Megadeth the best idea? You know? Do you think Symphony of Destruction or Tornado of Souls might be a great defense mechanism? Or it might come off as a threat? I don't know what would be the best song to play for the aliens. I mean, I feel like if we want to prevent them from coming here, there's only one answer. Just blast this song. Hell, living on Earth, hearing this makes you want to escape our planet.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Hey, Brock, how we doing?
Doing good. How about you?
Not bad, bud. What about that Darkness song there? Yeah, buddy.
You just want to send the message that we're not about war.
That's it, bud. That's it, yes.
I do like the idea, a real make love, not war kind of vibe that you want to try and send out to the aliens there. The touching you. Either that or maybe we just come off as horny as possible. Might be a good idea. Blast a whole Nookie playlist out into space. Come off a little desperate. Maybe you start playing some Bad Company. You can do some Def Leppard, Pour Some Sugar on Me, Love in an Elevator, You Shook Me All Night Long, maybe even just hit them with some Marvin Gaye. We're either going to keep them away, or we're going to find out what probing's all about.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Wild story. There's a guy who rear-ended another car because he was trying to pee into a Budweiser can while he was driving. I know. Bold move using a can. And if you're wondering, was he drinking and driving? Yes, absolutely he was. Apparently, the 53-year-old James Howard rear-ended another car. And when officers arrived, they noticed a tall boy in his right hand, which he moved to the center console. When the cops asked him if he could hand it over, he explained that it was full of urine and not beer because he was trying to pee into it. And then that's when he ended up rear-ending the other vehicle. He did reportedly smell of alcohol, had a slow and slurred speech, so he caught himself a DUI amongst hitting the person's car there. And I'm not defending this guy by any means. I think what he did was bad. But I will say, I think every male who has a car has at least once attempted to pee in something while they're driving. You're in the middle of nowhere. You don't want to stop on the side of the road. You start looking beside you. You see that water bottle, and you're like, maybe? But the can is a bold move, especially with the sharp edges. You could almost have a brisk on your hands there if things go wrong or you jolt yourself a little bit. I'm really excited to hear his defense in court if they have the can as evidence and he has to justify himself what he's doing. But I'm just saying, I've done it before, taken a leak in a bottle, and I think, from my experience on the road, you got to go as wide mouth as you possibly can. You got to go Gatorade bottle, right? That's why every time when I go on a road trip, I'll buy those big-ass, the 710 milliliter, whatever they are, Gatorades, just for situations like this. Not saying I always do it, but you never know when you drink a little lemon lime and you're going to need to make a little lemon lime, It is funny. The wider the hole is what you want, which is usually not something you hear a guy say, you know what I mean?
The Brock and Dalby podcast.
The Brock and Dalby podcast.
I was just listening about. I got a piss jug container for you, but it's I'm a miner by trade, and I spent a year up in the Arctic, and we had to stay in these tents, So I used to use one of those 2-liter fructose jugs.
Okay.
And you were good for a couple pisses in it, for sure. So, and it's got the nice wide hole on it, too, bro. If you can almost put your balls in it with it.
That's what I'm saying. It's the wide mouth ones that are honestly the best there. I had a lot of people saying those fruity juice bottles in there. Someone texted in about Pringles cans as well, which is underrated. I mean, you get a little snack. It's long, too, right? So, depending on what you're working with there, you got a little bit more room. We got Tim on the phone. You got some experience in the PJ industry?
Well, I used to run baseball trips every once in a while, running out of Kingston, Toronto, and we'd have a bus full of guys. We used to get the old 5-gallon oil pail from Mary Brown's Chicken. We used the bucket. It was my rules, right? So we didn't want to stop every half an hour when everyone started tipping on the pop. So we used to use the old oil bucket on the way up.
Yeah. That can be dangerous. Just there's no lid on that. Just that flimsy little paper thing. So I guess you got to be a little bit careful with that. We've got an actual trucker on the phone here. Now, I'm going to keep you anonymous just so, nobody gets in trouble here. But with your experience on the road, what's the best PJ that you've used before?
Do you windshield washer fluid jug with some fluid left in it?
Keep a little fluid for stability in there or what?
It's like having colored toilet water. Disinfects it, keeps the smell down, and changes the color.
Now, that's a man who's been around the road a few times.
Yeah, 7 years of, especially through COVID, people wouldn't let you in their freaking bathroom.
This is the Brock and Dalby podcast.
The Miss Universe pageant is coming up this Friday, and I'm not going to lie. I'm rooting for Chile in this pageant. The only reason I bring it up is I don't know if you've seen the video. There's this lady, Ignacia Fernandez, who won the Miss World Chile pageant to go to the Miss Universe contest. And you know how they have them do those silly things like, oh, what's your skill? Well, this was her skill. Apparently, this Ignacia Fernandez girl, she's actually the lead singer of a band. Not only is she in beauty pageants, but she's a beauty singer, too, there. Listen to that. How gnarly is that? She's in a band called De Sousis, which sounds like this. And the video of her at the pageant is sick because she's in the big gown. She's all dolled up in the makeup and just metal AF. I gotta say, man, it's really cool to see metal music in general is having a real 180 lately, and I'm digging it. I mean, you got metal at the Miss Universe pageant. Metal was performed last year at the Olympics when you had Gojira do the opening ceremony. The stigma on being a metalhead has totally changed. I mean, the idea of someone who was a metalhead used to just be gnarly dudes with long hair, the kind of people you didn't want around your kids, worshiping the devil, really used to have an ugly image. But now, as you can see with this, metal is hot. Metal is cool. Metal is normal now. And honestly, metalheads are some of the coolest, down-to-earth people you'll ever meet. It's really rare to see something that used to be so frowned upon become so common now. Like, everybody is getting into metal, little kids and everything. I think metal music it's kind of like the weed of the music industry. It's for everyone. Even grandma can get along with it.
The Brock and Dalby podcast.
Want to see if you can finish this headline here? A man in Pennsylvania was recently shot by his... What do you think it is? His girlfriend? His wife? His kids? If you guess dog, you would be correct. Here, listen to this.
Shillington police say by the time the officer got to the scene, they had learned that the shot had been apparently fired by the man's dog.
He was actually cleaning his shotgun at the time and laid it on top of his bed. And then he sat down on the bed and the dog jumped up and the shotgun went off.
He was wounded in his lower back. Police say there were 2 dogs in the house at the time, and the victim's son called 911.
It looks like it was an accident, but again, it's still being investigated right now by the officer.
So much stupidity in this, cleaning a loaded gun and leaving it on your bed. You know, they say guns don't kill people, people do. Well, apparently now so do dogs. Just insanely stupid all around. I feel bad for the dog in this situation because, I mean, hey, maybe we don't know the dog's story. Maybe the owner's an absolute dick. Maybe the dog's just a bad boy. But I will say, like 10% of owning a dog is getting injured by said dog. And I'm not talking about having a vicious dog that bites you. It's usually always innocent. You know, I have 2 bully breed dogs, and I'm not going to lie. I'm not really planning on kids, but the amount of times that I've had those 2 meatheads stomp on my meat and potatoes, I might not be able to have kids. And I always feel bad for them because they jump up and they're trying to be cute, and then they step on it, and you're like, oh, and they look at you and they're like, what? Don't you love me? Although sometimes, I'm not going to lie, it does seem like they're doing it on purpose. Like they don't want me to have kids.
This is the Brock and Delby Podcast.
Okay, you want to talk bully breeds? I used to have an English Mastiff. I was coming in the house one day, and he ran up to me, and I leaned down to pet him. And that was at the exact moment he decided he was going to jump up. I took that big cement block head right in the face. I had to go down to one knee because for a second, I thought I was going to sleep.
Dude, those bully breeds, man, they mean well, but yeah, those heads weigh like 20 pounds of the 60 they weigh.
Yeah, well, they don't realize. They think they're a 3.5-pound dog.
That's the problem. I see that with my bullies all the time. They try and just snuggle up with you, and you're like, damn, dude. Wonder how many people have been knocked out by their dog before. Legit, those cement block heads are something not to be messed with. I got Mary Ann on the phone. You got a dog injury story for me?
The boxer was probably about 7 years ago. I was doing laundry, came out, and she was laid on the ground. When I opened the door and I fell over and broke my wrist.
Oh, God.
And then 4 years later, we had a bulldog. And whenever we FaceTimed England, he squeaked a ball and slobbered all over the floor. When we finished our FaceTime, I stood up, slipped on his slobber, and broke 2 ribs.
Oh, slipping on the slobber, eh?
Yeah.
Just go full banana peel cartoon style?
Yeah. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, why me? 2 dogs, 2 different dogs, 2 different injuries.
As you're laying there, did he start licking you in the face, insult to injury?
No, I think he was more startled than I was.
That's the thing with all these stories I'm getting. The dog always feels so bad, and they have no idea what they just did.
No. I mean, even the boxer, bless her, I had a bus late, broken wrist, and that was at 7 o'clock at night. I got home from the hospital 1 minute before midnight so I could have a beer.
And the dog's looking at you like, so are we going for a walk or what?
She was. She just looked as if, what are you doing down there?
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Delby Podcast.
Coming up on December 5th, the store GameStop has announced a Trade Anything Day where they claim you can exchange almost anything for store credit. You know, if you've ever gone into one of these places before, you trade in one of your video games and they'll give you like $5 for like a stack of games or whatever. But what it says in the fine print is bring whatever, get store credit. Some questions asked. Now, you can't bring anything dangerous, gross, illegal, explosive, liquid, sexual, huge, or computer related. They say that you can bring weird stuff as long as it's safe and it fits in a 20-inch cube that they'll have at the store. It's kind of like the same thing that 7-Eleven did when they do their bring your own cup for Slurpee Day, where the first year they realized that people were just bringing astronomically huge things, but then the next year they made sure it had to fit in this like cylinder shape. I'm interested how they're determining the trade-in value for random items. Is it via the trust me bro method? But I'm also excited just to see what weird things people are allowed to trade in. Going to be able to bring your fingernails or a parlay that didn't hit. I will say, if you want to try and prove a point to your kid, if your kids have been acting up, threaten that you're going to trade them in for a new Nintendo Switch. Or it can work in your favor. Maybe your kid's been like, oh, I want this for Christmas. I want this for Christmas. Be like, well, let's get rid of some toys. Let's take them to GameStop and we'll see what we can get for them.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
You know, they say the worst time to eat food is right before bed. The second time is before you're about to commit a crime. Check out this headline. Burglar ate slice of birthday cake after breaking into home. Yeah, some guy in the UK apparently smashed a patio door to get into this house. He was rummaging around, ended up stealing a phone and a few other things. But before he left, he noticed they had some cake left on the kitchen counter, cut himself a slice, and then left. Now, he must have been very hungry because just about a half an hour after that burglary, this same guy broke into a second property a few streets away where he smashed in the patio door, stole a few things, including some steaks and some other groceries. Surprisingly, he wasn't caught based on any DNA that was left on the cake or anything like that. He dropped a cigarette butt outside the first house, which you think would have killed his appetite. But I've got so many questions about this story. I mean, the real question is, did the family keep or throw out that cake after? I mean, it seems like a waste, but then is it tarnished? And then also, when he goes to court, does that cake then become evidence? Does someone bring this out? Is it going to be wrapped in a bag? Is there an evidence locker for food?
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
All right, I was just talking about the story about the burglar. All right, I was just talking about the story about the guy who broke into a house and ate a slice of cake, and I was thinking, this has bad puns written all over it, but I've never attempted this without Dalby, so I'm going to add his famous laugh after some of my cheesy puns here. This could be awkward, but let's give it a shot. Burglar ate a slice of birthday cake after breaking into home. He might get some pound cake in prison if someone gets a slice of him. See, Dalby likes it. Burglar ate a slice of birthday cake after breaking into home. I carrot believe someone would have the baklava to do this. All right, I got a few more. I know this is stupid. Burglar ate a slice of birthday cake after breaking into home. It's crazy how one decision can just make your can just turn your world into an upside down cake. Okay. All right, final one here. Burglar ate a slice of birthday cake after breaking into home. I truly marvel at how dumb criminals can be. This guy must have sponge for brains. All right, yeah, I know. This doesn't work with one person. I need my man back.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
LeBron James signed a $1 billion deal with Nike. It's actually a lifetime deal, the first time Nike's ever done something like this. The company is expected to pay LeBron James an estimated $30 to $40 million a year through a combination of salary and royalties from his signature products. So I did the math here. Let's say LeBron James does end up making $40 million a year off of this thing. That roughly works out to $109,589.04 per day. Now, if you broke that down to like an hourly kind of wage over 24 hours a day, that's $4,566.21 per hour. He's making that an hour, which then roughly works out to $1.27 a second. So right there, that's $1.27. Right there, that's $1.27. Wouldn't recommend you do this with your salary or wage. It's just going to make you more depressed than you already are on your way to work today.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Come on now and send us a text. 762-555. Send a text. Come on, send a text. Come on, send a text. Won't somebody please come on, send a text? Won't anybody come send us a text? All right, let's get her going. 762-555. Dalby's away, so call to the bullpen. We got my girlfriend Courtney in here this morning.
Hey, everyone.
First question in here says, do you and Brock have nicknames for each other?
I guess I call you B.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I don't have a nickname for you, but you call me B, but that was also an easy transition because your ex-boyfriend before me started with a B.
Ooh, okay. Ouch.
You called me his name one time when we first started dating.
Yeah, well, B words, they're very similar.
Really nicknames for each other, but we do have nicknames for the dogs.
Oh, yeah, we do.
Got a million and one. Like Silas is Michael.
I call him Bubba Bear.
Bubba Bear.
Yeah. Barrow.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah. Philip. Simon.
Yeah, you call him Simon.
I feel like I just call him random names, whatever sticks. The dog just must have a personality
disorder.
Conflict. Yeah. It's another one here. It says, hey, Courtney, do you actually like the Leafs or do you just pretend because you love Brock?
Well, at the beginning, I wasn't a huge sports person, but I would say now I actually genuinely hurt when the Leafs hurt.
She gets sad when I get sad now.
It's so sad.
Our house is very depressing after a Leafs loss. Hopefully they win tonight. Ooh. We can go to bed happy for once. Someone said, has there ever been something that Brock and Dalby has talked about that made you upset? Which I'm actually curious.
I don't think so, but it's really weird because I have a lot of clients that listen to you guys and they'll come in knowing facts about us or me, and I had no idea like how they found this out, but it's clearly
yeah, I guess that's weird because you don't really listen to the show all the time. So when someone's like, "Hey, Brock said this about you,"
yeah, it always kind of catches me off guard.
I do want to clarify. I usually veto things like if it's something personal. I'll usually bring it up to you before.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Or at least tell you after.
Yeah.
But we're like kind of ships in the night because I get home at like 10:30 and you're already at work.
I'm at work till 10:30 p.m.
What's another one here? Someone said, what's one thing from a movie you wish existed in real life?
Ooh, what's your answer?
Thing from a movie? I mean the click remote.
Okay.
The amount of times that...
Oh, you know what? Yeah, I was thinking about the other day. That would be so...
Well, the amount of times that you tell me to do something... and then I forget. If I could just pause as I see you coming up the driveway, would be perfect.
I would just like to pause it in the morning so I could sleep for as long as I could.
Yeah.
That would be really cool.
Yeah.
But I would like the DeLorean.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to time travel in a sick car.
What would you do if you time traveled? Where would you go?
Oh, different eras, and then I would buy clothes. So I'd have like more clothing. Wouldn't that be super fun?
I don't think you need it. I really don't think you need it. All right, final one we'll wrap up here with. It says, if you had to replace your hands with any two objects, what would you pick and why?
Ooh, this is a good one.
You're a hairdresser. You going to go Edward
dude,
Scissorhands?
I'm 100%. I would do scissors and knives so I could cut people's hair.
You have a lot of problems doing your extensions, though.
Nah.
Get like a sewing machine on one hand and scissors in the other?
That'd be good.
Yeah.
Be clutch.
I think you just go fork, because then you can at least still pick up stuff, and then you go sandwich on the other hand, so you can like always have food.
Wait, is it what? That's like cannibalism, Brock.
Hey, if you could eat yourself, wouldn't you?
No.
Want to be a part of the podcast?
Leave a message on the Bad Line.
The Bad Line is the answering machine for the Brock and Dalby Show.
To get the number, text the word BAD to 762-555.
Thanks for listening to the Brock and Dalby podcast.